Hi everyone. As part of this problem, we have the input table as input numbers. So this table has a single column, that is ID, which has a sequence of numbers. Now, what we need to do is basically we need to find the maximum ID after discarding all the duplicates. So as we can see here, we have the duplicates in 6 and 8. So we need to consider only the IDs which are not duplicated or have only single entries, and among those single entries we need to find out which is the maximum entry or maximum number. So it is 7 in this case, and that will be our output. So basically, if we talk about the approach, if we have this input table and this is the output, what approach we need to take? So basically what we need to do is, first of all, convert this input table into below format, wherein we have eliminated all the entries which are occurring more than once, like 6 and 8 has been eliminated. And whatever numbers are left which are occurring only once, among this we have to find which is the maximum number that is present. So this way we will solve the problem. So we will go to this stage and finally get the final output. So let's solve this problem. So what we will do is we will start operating on this input table, that is input numbers. So as we said, we first want to identify if there are duplicates in the ID column. So for that we will use the count function. We will do the grouping on the ID column and determine how many times a particular number is occurring. So if we see, there are only two numbers, that is 6 and 8, which are occurring more than once. But we are interested only in those entries where the occurrence of the number is only once. So what we will do is, we will use the having clause. Note that the having clause will operate after the grouping is done. So we will use this count function. On that we will check if the entries are present only once. So let's run and see the output. So as we can see, we have reached to the first stage wherein we have identified the numbers that are occurring only once. Now we simply need to identify which is the maximum number from the ID column. So we can take whatever query that we have written, we can take it as part of a inner query or a sub query, and here we can find the maximum ID on this table that we just generated. Let's call it as max ID. And let's give the alias for this as A, for example. Let's run and see the output. So as we can see, we have determined the maximum number that is present after eliminating the duplicates. So this way we have solved the problem. So let's quickly summarize how we have solved the problem. So basically, first of all, we have done grouping on the ID column and we have checked how many times it is present by using the count function. So once we have identified how many times a particular number is occurring, we have filtered out by using the having clause, wherein the count is only 1. So any entries which are having multiple entries, those will be removed out. Like for example, 6 and 8 will be removed out. After that, in this output, we will get only the numbers which are occurring only once. So among those numbers, we will use the max function and identify which is the maximum number which has single entries present. So this way we have solved the problem. The create table and insert statement will be added in the description. Please use it for your practice. If you found the video useful, please like it. If you have not yet subscribed the channel, please subscribe and please provide your feedback in the comments. Thank you.